Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This is episode 2 of our Edgewater, Saskatchewan playthrough where we're just trying to get to the point where we can run that 715 quad track. Today what we're going to be doing is spreading lime on our fields and then planting them up. Field 28 up there is what we're working on first. It's going to be having wheat planted on it, and as it is August, Edgewater, Saskatchewan only allows planting of wheat in September, as you can see here. Also April and May, but we're trying to plant some winter wheat. And it's pretty quick turnaround because we just tilled it last episode. It was plowed. I wanted that nice smooth texture on it, so we tilled it up. Then we're going to spread some lime and plant it today after we sleep forward until September. That's when we'll plant it. And then we may spread some lime here on this field, field 1 to our right. Last episode we did also subsoil that because it had just been harvested and needed plowed. So that's what we did with that. Sitting at around 45 grand in the bank account, and that number is going to dwindle pretty quick. We're going to have to buy lime, going to have to buy seed, fuel, and pay for running costs and maintenance and upkeep and all that. I'm not anticipating us having much money, but we do have, thankfully, a bunch of flax from last year's harvest and some flax straw as well in bale form on our farm to be sold, and I think we're supposed to make a little over 250 to 300 grand from that, so that's going to be absolutely epic. We do have, however, a quite large loan of $400,000, and yeah, no sign of paying that thing off anytime soon, so we're definitely going to want to put our heads down, get some good solid work done here. Last year we only harvested the flax on field 1. Let me just scroll up there and find it for you. Field 1, that's all we did. Just this big piece of land there. I bought field 29, but we haven't worked it yet. So this year will be our first of having all our land that we own usable. Alright, let's see about spreading this stuff out. Turn it on. Not going to bore you guys with the lime spreading because while that is a very important part of the farm, it's not the most exciting. And, you know, to be fair, it goes by pretty quick, so I'll get this done super fast and we'll get right into seeding. Well, it's September now. It did rain a little bit last night, but not enough to soak the field. It's about noon, because I wanted to let things dry off fully before I got in the field for planting. We are planting wheat using our John Deere 4755. And we're pretty much just going to do a couple of laps around the field, and we'll use them ridge markers to kind of point out where we're going to line up the tractor for the next pass, and we start going up and down. This piece ain't huge, so it shouldn't take too long, but yeah, we'll get right into it. And with that, we've got the whole field planted up. We're just going to get out here and put on some anhydrous ammonia. It is running precision farming, so this will be, basically this field will be perfect, except it won't have been rolled. I'm not going to roll right now. We can maybe get around to that later. It's just kind of expensive to buy a roller. I don't really have a lot of money right now. In fact, I'm negative $400,000 because I have a loan. So we're just going to do what we can with the supplies we've got. Obviously the nitrogen is super, super important. If I just turn this thing off, hop out, it says we're going to get about 86, 84% yield around there. And then if I come over here, instantly it bumps right up to 107. So that's a huge, huge difference just putting this stuff on here. And yes, it's expensive, but it is well worth it. Right, so I'm going to go around this field. We'll get some nice rolling shots, and then we'll be moving on. Alright guys, we're down at the store because I checked this morning and there are some weeds growing on our field. It does look pretty good though, aside from the weeds. Probably can't tell it on camera, but there are a few little dots and stuff around. And my little information in the bottom right says we got small weeds growing and we need a weeder. So here we are. We're going to grab this one. I've had problems with this one. I don't know what the problems were. It just didn't work the best, so I'm less inclined to try that one out anymore. Well, this isn't necessarily showing up the best on camera, so I'm going to go ahead and knock this field out, and then we can actually move forward some more with winter. I know I said it was going to be a couple of months, but I did do some testing, and my disc harrow that I was going to be using for secondary tillage doesn't change the texture of the ground at all, which is dumb. I have to use a cultivator. It's not even a shallow cultivator, so this is the biggest thing I can use that's going to change the texture of the ground, which is going to make it visible. Because with this texture, and this is the handicap of the game right here, the biggest one for me is the textures. With this texture, if I'm seeding, I can't see what I'm doing. If I'm planting on this ground type behind me here, I can't see at all what I'm doing. Now, I get around that by like putting lime down, or, you know, fertilizer makes it a little darker so it's a little easier to see. But in general, you can't see what you're doing on this soil type. So by getting a regular cultivator instead of a disc harrow, I can actually change the ground type to look different. So it'll be like a darker, more black soil instead of this light brown. This is impossible to see on. If I make it darker, you can actually see the ridges of the cedar. So, you know, I can actually see, and that'll be nice, because you can't really do much if you can't see anything. So anyways, I had to sell the disc harrow for 60 grand and then buy a cultivator for 45, 50 grand, I think. Maybe. How much was it? Let's have a look. It was this one here, the Cokerling. Oh, it was actually more expensive, so I lost money. Dang, that sucks. I thought I was going to get some money back. Okay, whatever. Here it is. And yeah, that's what we're going to be using. So I'll see you in a bit. It's time to sell the crops. We're going to get our flax in here, and the flax straw is ready to go as well. So if I grab my Massey, it's going to come around and grab the bale loader, and that's going to be worth about 60 grand. all that straw, which is going to be super nice. So we're going to sell all of this stuff and finally dig ourselves out a little bit of the financial pickle we're stuck in. We won't be able to fully dig ourselves out of the money pit we sit in. My goal right now, I'll tell you straight up, I plan to sell, or to get rid of, $100,000 worth of debt. Larry's Bale Shipping, where's that at? So we're going to take this down to Grain Pool East, which is also all the way south. I don't know, it's southeast I guess, so they can call it east if they want. It's down there somewhere. Oops, I drove into my shed because I wasn't paying attention. Don't text and drive, kids. See how much money we're going to make from this. Backwards we go, and let's see how much we make from the train. 259,000 plus 13,000 for environmental score reward. That's really good. Let's see what we make from the bales. Alright, and with that we can come over here and check our financials. We made $65,700 even on bales, and an additional $259,000 on harvest income. We made $17,000 from environmental bonuses. Doesn't give me a total for the month. Oh, I guess it does. $342,000 made from the first year of harvest. Guys, this is ground zero. This is where we start. Imagine how much money we can make in a few years when we've actually scaled things up. So, as promised, we need to repay at least $100,000 worth of debt every year. But in order to make sure I don't fall back below the line of debt, we're going to keep everything for now. We're going to have some look at some land and put some money down. $250,000 should go a decent way, but I'm hopefully only going to spend around $150,000 to $200,000 because I'll have to pay for seed, fertilizer, and potentially herbicide. So I'll have a look at some land. Well, you may notice my bank account is a lot lower than the last time we spoke. You may also see a brand new piece of machinery behind me. No, that was not $200,000. It was nearly $100,000 because I got the spot and spray. I did purchase a couple pieces of land here. $57,000 and $60,000. Now it's time to buy the yield value or the precision farming information for them. Awesome. Hey, they actually have better nitrogen than my field here does. But they all need lime spread, it would appear. Let's just have a run, quick jog over there and see what we're dealing with. Was originally going to look at, actually this piece of land right here, field 3. Farmland 12. It was, almost $100,000, or sorry, almost $200,000, that's right where my budget was. It was the first piece of land I clicked on, so I was like, oh, perfect. Okay, so it looks like the pH value is decent. Oh, sorry, this one does have wheat planted on it, just like we have up here, so that's nice. 2 fields with wheat, and then whatever we do for these. The main reason I got 51, to be honest, is this little strip of grass right here. I'll just plow right through it, and these will be all combined. The top section of field 1 will be combined with field 51. So we spent about $120,000 on the land and $100,000 on that sprayer. It was really like $90,000 plus the delivery fee. Oh dear, this field has had a rough time. We're going to go ahead and plow this up, this little strip in the middle here, and then probably run some cultivation on all these weeds so they don't spread over to my field here, because it is, I mean, let's be honest, this thing is looking nice and clean. We don't have any weed problems at all. All right, enough babbling. Let's get to March. It's March, about 3 o'clock, because the snow took forever to melt off, and we're filling up with lime to get out in the field. Hopefully, and I say hopefully, I do have enough money to make this stuff last. We gotta pay for the rest of the lime we're gonna need for this field, and for this seed we will need as well to plant it, and then herbicide and fertilizer. Well, we already paid for the herbicide, so just the fertilizer as we plant. Gotta spread lime, and then cultivate the field, do some secondary tillage because the ground got pretty cold and snowy over the winter. So I'll get right on that. Enjoy. Alright, I just filled up with what will hopefully be the last full tank of lime we're going to need for this field. So I'm going to keep on rocking. But yeah, this is where we're going to wrap things up for this episode. Next episode, we will be doing some secondary tillage to work this lime in the soil and also get rid of those weeds and to prepare the ground for seeding. Hopefully, we're going to cultivate both of these fields here and also plant the crop on them. I'm thinking I'll do peas and canola. I see no reason not to. If I can get to my seed calendar here. Let's just make sure that's what I wanted. Canola in May. Peas in April. I think that's what I want to do. I'm not certain, but that seems all right. I already have wheat in a field down there and up there, so we're going to have wheat, canola, and peas growing. Maybe I'll just do 2 crops, though, instead. Who knows? We'll see. But for now, this is all she wrote, so I'll see you guys next time. Peace.